Hey Corkscrew. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you are new. My name is Arius. I kind of wanted to do something different today. I wanted to give like tortellini triplet, you know, with like car video and whatnot. But I also kind of wanted to give like FaceTime, sleepover, hence is why I'm dressed in this. So if you don't know what propaganda is, I'll leave a definition right here. And there's this trend that's been going around lately on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, where creators essentially give their 2 cents on propaganda that they are falling for and that they aren't falling for. And so I thought, what better of a time than now to talk my shit. Oh, also, this mic is not connected in any way, shape, or form. I just wanted to use it because it looked cool. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It literally helps me grow my channel so much. You guys have no idea. Grab some snacks, grab some drinks, get cozy, comfy, get in your pajamas, and let's get into the propaganda that I am not falling for. So starting off strong, we have the sassy man apocalypse, or just sassy men in general. So I've seen this topic pop up on my feed a lot recently. I'm just going to be honest. I think the whole sassy men in general is so stupid for a number of reasons. First of all, because 90% of the things that you say men are sassy for is literally just men enjoying themselves or doing things that are not conventionally masculine. Prime example, there's a video going around of a guy getting matcha with like his friends or whatever, and literally the entire comment section was full calling him sassy, saying, oh, he's gay, oh, he's this, oh, he's that, assuming things about him just because he posted a video of him and his friends getting matcha. A man will post a video of his skincare routine and y'all will call him sassy. A guy will go and get a foot rub, y'all will call him sassy. You all view, and I'm using you all very lightly, I know that this isn't everyone, I'm just using it as a broad term. What qualifies a man for being sassy is a man doing something that is seen as feminine or something that a woman would usually do. So for example, when a guy has a skincare routine, people call that sassy because that's usually something that is associated with women. And historically, the idea of femininity has been viewed as a sign of weakness or something to be ashamed of. So calling a man sassy for being feminine, you're continuing to push this narrative that femininity and being feminine or acting feminine is a bad thing, or that's something that should be ashamed of, or that's something that you should not do as a man. And so once they consume this idea of, oh, you have to be hypermasculine because you don't want to be associated with weakness and stuff like that, then they will proceed to spew that same narrative onto other people and other men that they view as not masculine enough, continuing this cycle of, oh, you have to act a certain way in order to be considered a man. I feel like it's gotten to a point where society literally considers everything sassy. And so you guys wonder why we have such issues with red pill content and people like Andrew Tate when Gen Z is supposed to be this super progressive generation. Gen Z has done a lot for, you know, the generation. Gen Z has broken a lot of social norms that weren't really talked about or addressed back then. However, I find it very odd, specifically when y'all will talk about breaking gender norms, but the moment a man embraces his feminine side, y'all start questioning his sexuality, saying, oh, the glass is clear, oh, the closet's clear, oh, he's this, oh, he's that, you call him sassy, you call him this, while simultaneously praising people like Harry Styles and Noah Beck for painting their nails and wearing a crop top. Like, are we for real? And for the men out there who have been called sassy, something that I had to learn a while ago is that you cannot let people define your happiness. Also, there's way too many men out here, and I'm not even just gonna say men because it's not just men, it's also women. Way too many people caring about what another man does in their life. We need to bring back minding your business. Minding your business needs to come back in style. And I also hate the fact when people bring up, oh, men used to go to war, oh, men used to do this. Yeah, men used to go to war in stilettos. And on top of that, y'all act like going to war was a daily occurrence. Men went to war when war was required, and men are still gonna go to war when wars are required. Y'all act like war was a daily occurrence as if they casually just would wake up every day and clock into their 9 to 5 on the battlefield.
Coming to bed, honey? Yes, dear.
Not to mention, some of the most historical US presidents literally walked around wearing powdered wigs. So whenever people say, oh, men used to go to war, I immediately check out Looksmaxxing. Now, if you have not heard of Looksmaxxing, then count yourself lucky. Essentially what it is it's creators posting I don't even know, honestly. They'll post edits of like attractive people, and it's not even like motivational half the time. It's not even like, oh, you want to look like this. Most of the time it's demeaning in a way, in like self-humiliating. It's like, oh, you should want to look like this person. Oh, you should be envious of this person. You should want to be them. You should try your hardest to look like them. Baby, I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin when I tell you this. You are never going to look like Kendall Jenner. And that is okay. Y'all have different facial shapes, different facial structures. Not everyone is going to look like Bella Hadid. Not to mention, the Looksmaxxing content is so dumb to me because y'all don't seem to grasp that everyone ages. And these people that make these Looksmaxxing edits love using videos and photos of like models and celebrities that are in their prime, knowing damn well that if they walked past those same people present day, they wouldn't give them as much as a second glance. So when your entire personality is based on your looks and appeal, by the time you reach your peak, because you've surrounded yourself in vanity, not only are you going to go into fucking psychosis, but you're not going to have anything to fall back on. No personality, no sense of self, because you literally built your entire life revolved on relying around your looks. To the point where not only do you now potentially have body dysmorphia, but some of y'all also look uncanny as hell. Because you're constantly trying to achieve this unachievable look of perfection instead of just being happy the way you are. And I think this dives deeper into a topic of why we are so obsessed with beauty, especially in this generation, and this idea of, oh, you have to be perfect, and what that really says about society's pressures on looking a certain way and the beauty standard and who gets to decide beauty. Next up on the chopping block, the obsession with Japan. I want to start off this by saying I love Japan just as much as the next person. I'm actually supposed to go studying abroad in Japan later this year, which is going to be so much fun. But yeah, I love Japan as much as the next person, don't get me wrong, but y'all be hyping this country up as if it's the greatest thing since Labubu, which we gonna get to that. It's literally become a meme at this point where people will be like, a water bottle in Japan. Mind you, it'll literally be the most ordinary thing that you could buy on Amazon, but because it was in a YouTube short talked about 5 things that show that Japan is ahead of the rest of the world, suddenly it's the greatest invention ever. Eventually you have to ask yourself, when does it lead from admiration into fetishization? When you over glamorize any country or look at any country through rose-colored glasses, you take away the problems within that country, and it only fits this expectation of what you want to see. And I've literally had conversations with people where they'll be like, oh, well, I don't understand what the problem is. It's not like we're saying that Japan is a terrible place. It's not like we're saying bad things about Japan. But we're talking about how cool Japan is and how awesome it is. And that's great and all, but that's exactly the problem, is that you guys are only talking about how cool it is. The problem is that you guys aren't also acknowledging the downsides of Japan. To me, it aligns with the thought of a model minority. A good example of this is the stereotypical model minority Asian. They're smart. They usually are considered to have all A's, get into really prestigious colleges such as Harvard or Yale. So while it may seem on the outside that they're this perfect individual, you don't see anything else about them, such as their struggles or their hardship or what they go through. You don't see anything outside of the narrative of what it should be in your mind. And so when you apply this to an entire country, not only are you putting the entire country, but you're also putting that entire group of people into a box and subjugating them to an idea of what you have in your head. There will genuinely be people that will go to Japan and be shocked when it's not the waifu paradise dreamscape wonderland that they envisioned it would be. Like, don't get me wrong, anime, stuff like that, that is a part of the culture, so it is to be expected. And this isn't to bash Japan or anyone that likes Japan or anyone that's considering visiting Japan. I'm just saying you need to view the country as a country, but by solely viewing it as a perfect utopia, you're setting yourself up for failure. Nonchalant men. I'm convinced that y'all like the idea of a nonchalant man, but y'all don't actually want a nonchalant man. Y'all don't want a nonchalant man. Have you guys seen the way nonchalant men act? Those dudes literally don't care about anything. And most of the people that are actually nonchalant or that have like severe social anxiety, people call them weird or outcasts. It's this idea that you're only cool and nonchalant if you're attractive. Not to mention, I feel like being in a relationship with someone that's nonchalant would be so fucking insufferable. No one wants to be in a relationship where they feel like they're constantly fighting for your attention. Y'all be talking about, oh, I want a nonchalant man, but go crazy and start burning clothes if he hasn't texted you in 5 hours. Y'all be talking about, oh, I want a nonchalant man, but start keying his car when you haven't seen him in a week. That not caring about anything is going to get old real quick. We go on a date, you're nonchalant. We in the bedroom, you're nonchalant. No one wants to constantly feel like they're talking to a brick wall. If I feel like I'm pulling teeth just to get a response out of you, I'm not going to want to be in that relationship with you. So although y'all say y'all want nonchalant men, I don't think y'all Y'all don't want nonchalant men. I don't want a nonchalant man. And besides, I think it's lame to think everything is cringy. People that say, oh no, I can't do that, that's so cringy, that's lame to me. To me, what that says is that you don't like having fun. People that think everything is cringy have to be the most cringy people out there. That has to be the most chalant you can be, because you're actively trying to show that you don't care, which proves that you care. I want someone that's gonna laugh with me, someone that's gonna dance. I want someone that's gonna match my energy. I don't want to always feel like I'm putting in work, I'm putting in effort, I'm putting in energy to try and make you happy or make you smile or have a good time, and you just don't care about anything. Labubu's. So if you haven't heard of a Labubu, essentially the best way I can describe what a Labubu is it is a demonic entity that somehow managed to climb out of Blair Witch's closet. They look like a crossover between a chinchilla and a capybara in a fursuit, and they have these like demented little evil smiles. I never understood the hype about Lalabubus in the first place. Y'all be spending outrageous amount of monies on these little keychains essentially. And if I'm gonna spend a huge amount of money on something, I'm gonna want it to have a function. At least, can I wear it? Can I eat it? Can I use it to hold something? Like, I'm not just gonna buy this thing just for it to literally sit on the back of my purse, the back of my backpack. You're telling me I'm spending $40 on a portable keychain? Are you serious? Not to mention, some of these people will be claiming that Lalabubus are the ugliest thing they've ever seen, and then proceed to get one only because their favorite celebrity endorsed Lalabubu or has a Lalabubu. Oh my gosh, did you hear about those new Lalabubus? What? Oh, yeah, I mean, I guess. Oh my gosh, they're so fucking ugly, right? Yeah, I guess. I just saw Kendall Jenner with one though. I mean, I think she got the new limited edition. Not to mention, there are literally clips going around of people standing in these like vending machines, because they had vending machines they filled with Lalabubus, and you could just walk up, stand on a line, buy Lalabubu and dip. But there were people standing in these lines for like 4 hours, 3 hours, just for the person in front of them to buy out the entire stock of Lalabubus in the vending machines, dip and resell them on eBay. I would be so heated. I would have to pull up the Glock. I'm sorry. I would kill. No, it's on site. I'd be heated. I just stood in this line for 4 hours and you had the gall to buy out the entire Lalabubu set. And that name just pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie. Lalabubu, like, what the? Who can? Yeah! I hear Lalabubu and I want to punch someone. This whole thing is literally just a fad. And in the next like 5 years, not even, I won't even say 5 years. In the next like 2 years, everyone's gonna forget about it and move on to something else. It's the same thing that happened with the Visco cups. People were standing in lines for like days, camping out of Target just so that they could get their hands on a Visco cup, only for a few years later, Visco cups are out and Stanley cups are in, and y'all are throwing these Visco cups away as if y'all weren't literally body slamming each other over them 2 years ago. I feel like it's just gonna be so funny seeing in a few years from now how everyone completely turns on Lalabubu, either by it becoming irrelevant or them finding out like some scandal or something. Watch, I called it. In a few years, come back to this video and I'm telling you what's gonna happen. The downfall of Lalabubu. They're gonna make a documentary about this. This last one is a bit of a sensitive topic and I may have to bleep out a few words in order for this video not to get taken down or restricted for YouTube guidelines. So I will just leave a censored version of the word whenever I do bleep something out. That way you guys still have like an understanding of what I'm trying to get across, what I'm trying to say. I also want to say that in no way am I trying to bash, shame, or talk shit about anyone that does work in the sex field. This is just something that I think I would not be falling for, and that is OnlyFans. Recently, there has been a huge surge in people promoting their OnlyFans, and what I've noticed is that, you know, that's your own prerogative. You're an adult, you can do what you want. But I've noticed that the age of people opening OnlyFans has been getting younger and younger and younger and younger, to the point where we have 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds, barely legal, essentially minors. They're kids, they're still kids. They just hit 18, freshly legal, and they're opening up these OnlyFans. And people will go on the internet and talk about, oh, well, what happened between the tween stage and how all these kids are suddenly transitioning from kid to adult and they don't have this middle in between stage.
Might be controversial, but what the heck happened to like being a kid and being a tween? Because like, I love my sister, but why is she wearing the same makeup products as me? Like, I didn't have a boyfriend till I was 15, 16, and now like my little sister has had more boyfriends than me. And, like, I think that every single kid deserves to have, like, the tween phase. Like, what happened to, like, Clears and Justice and all this other stuff? Like, even me, like, I feel, like, out of place, like, going on social media and seeing all this stuff, like, where these 14 and 16-year-olds look like adults, and I still feel like I look like a baby, even though I feel like I'm, like, a pretty average, like, I guess 19, 18-year-old. And, like, I think it's so weird how much, like, pressure is put on these kids to look like these celebrities, these TikTok influencers, these Instagram users. And I love social media, don't get me wrong. But I think the age that kids get on it is, like, really negatively impacting them. Because, like, when I was 11, I would go outside and ride my bike. I, like, loved Justice. I loved Claire's. Like, I made slime. Like, you know, I had, like, a lip balm YouTube channel, and now it's, like, everyone wants to be an influencer, and everyone wants to do these cool dances, and Target sells, like, crop tops for kids, and, like, I wasn't even allowed to wear makeup when I was, like, 11, 12, and now it's, like, all these kids are getting Charlotte Tilbury and all this stuff, and I love these brands. I think they're amazing, but I don't think they're for children. I don't think there should be the expectation that children have to wear these things to, like, be cool.
And that is because social media has overly hypersexualized literally everything. And I'm not going to sit here and say that there wasn't hypersexualization back in the day too. Obviously, kids and other people were getting sexualized and exploited back in the day as well. However, due to media being so accessible nowadays, it's become easier to be viewed towards a younger audience. And I mean, that is where the role of the parent should be stepping in and putting restrictions on what their kids can watch. However, let's be for real. Most of these kids don't have restricted access, and any access that is restricted is very limited in most cases. It is absolutely crazy to me that some OnlyFans creators are making more money than literal doctors and teachers, but it's like you can't even get mad at the creator. You have to get mad at the system. You have to get mad at the people that are paying money to buy these people OnlyFans. And it's been this idea of OnlyFans as this quick way to success has become so popularized. I remember seeing this video of, I think her name was Sophie Rain. She talked about how she made like $43 million off of OnlyFans, and that sort of like sparked it.
$43 million. Shorty made $43 million this year alone on y'all. Who's paying for this? Who? This is why I always said, those women in this line of work, I don't judge them. Obviously, this is not the case for everyone. She just blew up apparently. But literally, she has made more money than what most people will ever see in their entire lifetime, bro.
Since then, I've seen such a surge of people promoting their OnlyFans, and this idea of OnlyFans being this quick, easy access way to money without considering the consequences of, you know, having an OnlyFans, especially at such a young age, not only like physically, but also mentally. And so when we have young people, impressionable people seeing these OnlyFans creators talk about how much money they're making, obviously they're going to see this and think, oh, damn, bank, quick, easy way to make money. Let me hop on this. When in reality, work is not only a very dehumanizing field, but it is also a very dangerous one. And again, I want to make it very clear that I'm not trying to shit on anyone or talk bad about anyone that does do sex work. I am just saying that a lot of these young people that are doing OnlyFans or jumping into OnlyFans at such a young age do not consider the potential consequences that it could have long term, future-wise. But also, when you do things like OnlyFans, you have to constantly promote your content, which could lead to people requesting some really messed up stuff. And in some cases, those people feel pressure that they have to follow through because that's what their fans want, or that's what their subscriber want. And that's the only way that they're going to be able to make money. So not only that, but people tend to view you as an object of desire rather than an actual human with emotion. In many cases, will do things that cross boundaries that they normally wouldn't do to a regular person, or when they come up to meet you, they will do things or say things that are not acceptable, but because your platform is based on content, some people may feel comfortable enough to cross that line. Even though it's not right and it's not acceptable, many people feel entitled to you because you post for them. Essentially, that's the narrative that they make up in their mind is, well, I'm subscribed to you, which means I have access to your body and I have access to do this and that.
How has being in the adult film industry, even for such a brief period of time, affected your day-to-day life?
People will grab me.
People will grab you?
Not like, you know, at a bar setting or at a club setting. I'm talking about the grocery store where I just get grabbed and come up to, and
they think that they own your body because they've seen your body.
Exactly. Like, they will follow me to my car, they will grab me by my arm. When I tell them no politely, they'll call me a or a or like anything in the book. It's happened in the most wholesome of places, like waiting to get my passport stamped at the Copenhagen airport. And I'm standing there with my husband, and this guy comes up to us, and after I politely say no, because I just got off a 15-hour flight, he screamed at me that I was in front of a line of about 45 people, and me and my husband are just standing there with 20 people ahead of us, like, okay.
And so me personally, that's why I say, although I may joke about like doing OnlyFans, like, cause I'm not gonna lie, I've been like, oh my gosh, times are getting hard, I'm gonna have to do OnlyFans, hey, catch me on Feet Finder. Realistically, I most likely would never do it. And again, I'm not trying to shame or bash anyone that does do it. I want to make that crystal clear. And on top of that, I feel like I'd constantly live with the like idea and paranoia that my family could see my at any time. Like, you might go to a family gathering and someone's like, yeah, by the way, I literally saw your ass plastered on Twitter. Also, personally, I feel like I wouldn't want to date someone that's doing OnlyFans. Like, I feel like it would be okay if both of you were OnlyFans creators, but if you're the only OnlyFans creator and I'm literally having to like realize that your job is literally to sleep with other people, even if there is no emotional attachment, I'd still feel like I'm getting cheated on. Like, am I crazy? Am I tripping? Sex is literally one of the most intimate things you could do with another person, because you are literally inside of that person, or that person is inside of you. Y'all are like the closest that y'all will ever be in that moment. So the fact that we've made such like a trivial topic kind of baffles me. Not to mention, me personally, I would never subscribe to someone's OnlyFans, because why am I gonna pay money when there's all this pussy on the internet? I can just look it up on the internet. Baby, Google is free. Like, if you want to see some, literally just go on the internet. But to me, when you subscribe to someone's OnlyFans, that tells me that you want to see their explicit content. Specifically, you want to see them, which again brings up the issue of why people are subscribing to these 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds that are having OnlyFans. Prime example, Bad Baby. When she opened her OnlyFans at 18, she racked up millions of dollars within the first few hours. These grown men were waiting for a minor to turn 18 so that they could subscribe to her OnlyFans. Like, that is so weird. Bottom of the line is, if you do consider going into OnlyFans, all I'd say is that please genuinely do your research. Think about the long-term consequences that it could have on your mental and physical body. Be aware of the dangers. Don't think of it as quick money. Many of the people that do OnlyFans, unless you have a following and are constantly promoting it, many of them don't make as much money as advertised on the internet, so don't be misled. If you do decide to go into OnlyFans, do it because that's something that you've genuinely thought of doing, and that's genuinely something that you are comfortable being in, and you are aware of the potential harassment that you may face in that field. Please do not jump into it willy-nilly. Please do not jump into it expecting something and then realizing that it's not. I'm not here to bash anyone or to say that anyone is wrong for living a lifestyle that they choose. We are all human. We are all able to make our own decisions. I'm not going to judge you. I have no right to judge anyone. So yeah, that is going to wrap up today's video. If you all have any comments or suggestions, please let me know down below. If you would like to respectfully
watch your mouth,
debate in the comments, or bring up some points that you think I may have missed or that I may have overlooked, I would love to hear them out. I would love to hear you all's views. I'd love to hear your opinions. And yeah, just let me know what you guys thought. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.